Hi, lovely people and Facebook and just social media land. Hi, lovely social media land audience over there. Welcome to another episode of why am I saying this? Another episode of the Question Live Show. Yes, indeed, we are here again on another episode with your host, the one and only Verona Willis-Brown. That is moi. I am your host. Yes, indeed, I am your host. Do you want me to put my name up? Do you want me to put my name up? That's me. If you want me to put my name up, then I put my name up. Then it says host. Then you wonder who's the host. What's the host name? Verona Willis-Brown. Yeah. Y'all remember my pimple from last week? See that pimple still sitting there? Anybody know how to get rid of a pimple real fast? Look at that. Anywho, we're here again. It is Tuesday evening. We start at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so set your clock accordingly somewhere. But somewhere it is not only Tuesday, somewhere it is Wednesday. Mm-hmm. Somewhere it is Wednesday morning, and somewhere it is Tuesday afternoon. Don't you see the blessing that we have to be a global platform, that we are in 3, 4, 5 different, maybe 5 different time zones. We are in like 3 different time zones at the same time, 4, maybe 5 different time zones at the same time. Somebody might be 1 hour, 3 hours somewhere behind, or all that good stuff. And we are going. God is good. God is so very good. So listen up here. We are here, and like I mentioned last week, that summer is here. And because summer is here and summer is rolling out, we had some schedules that's kind of like crisscrossing. So we didn't have our regular schedule for the summer for some time in the summer, but that's okay. We're here. We're here. And I'm so glad for those of you who have tuned into the replay, those of you who have comment, and those of you new subscribers, those who have liked the videos that I've posted. As you can see, I was outside. I've been streaming from the outside. So for those of you who have been tuning in for the stream outside, we might have been on a different schedule, but the point is that I was streaming from the outside. I was giving you some live concert, some live event, and so forth and so forth. So it is great, right? It is great. Today we're not doing outside because let me tell you, come on in. Let me tell you something what's happening today. Today it seems like summer is leaving. Yes. Today it seems like summer is walking out the door and leaving. I know what happened. to August. That August decided that I don't want to be hot no more. August decided to take off her clothes. August decided to just like doing her own thing. So today, come on in here. Let me tell you what happened today. Summer decided to like, bye, like running away. So I had to get my scarf. And y'all know, if y'all been on the channel, y'all know that I do not entertain the other season. The only season that you see me really, really entertain and I'm really happy and joyful and excited is summer. So for those of you who don't know that summer is my season, summer gets me really happy. I have a good time with summer and all sort of stuff. And that's the reason why I was outside giving you outside event, because I work better with summer. So this morning when I got up to go to my job, and I did check the weather says 66 degrees. 66 needs to be upside down and turn to 99 for me, okay? Because 66 saying, but when you flip it upside down and turn 99, I'm like, yes. So I look and it says 66. I guess it was going to go up to 70 something, like 77 or something. I'm like, okay, not bad, because I saw the sun little symbol and the sun was shining. I put a little scarf in my bag because I'm like 66, my office is cold. Let me wrap up my neck a little bit. Boy, oh boy, who was I fooling? When I got outside, I'm like, no. I wanted to turn right back around, go in my house, and like, I'm not coming to the office today. I wanted to go back in, get my big scarf, wrap myself up, and go on about my business. So I took my little scarf and wrapped myself up and like, okay, this is how we're going to do this, okay? So if you are in some way where the weather is 99, that means it's 6 turned upside down, 99, please do not complain. Please pack a barrel, a box, a bag, something, a plastic bag, and send me that 99. I want to keep on wearing my sandals. I don't want to put on a jacket. I don't want to put on a scarf. I don't want to put on a gloves. No, I don't want to put on boots. I don't want to do that. So please send me a package. Thank you. Good. Now that I got that out of the way and I'm sitting nicely here now back in the studio, if this is your first time, because I have to get it off my chest. If this is your first time tuning in, then you get to hear all that sad story about me and the weather. Well, that's life. If this is your first time, I want to welcome you. I don't want to welcome you with such sad story. I want to welcome you when we're still in summertime. Huh? So if this is your first time, I want to welcome you with open arms and say, welcome to this channel. Welcome to this very channel. This is that channel where we educate, where sometimes we entertain you. We educate you. Okay, we edutain you over here. We teach, we learn, we grow together. But most of all, what we do here, we support each other on a journey called life. Yes, we all want to have a success story. So we're all on a journey called life. And because we are all on this journey called life, we all have our separate path, and so our path cross together, merging together, and we walk them together. And that's how we support each other. Yes, that is how we support each other. So, whatever path you are on, I know that you would like to have a success story. However, you define success, let me inform you of something. And for those of you who are tuning in after first timers, let me remind you and inform you at the same time that success cannot be defined by itself. So no matter how we define success, we might say our success story is to gather a vast amount of wealth, get the most materialistic things, or it might just be helping one person get on their journey. However, we define success, we can't do it by ourselves. So my message here at all times is for us to come together, work together so we can grow together and build together. The more we support each other, is the stronger we will be. And you see, we will have better success story because you need me, I need you, we need each other. So it doesn't matter what position we will find ourselves in this life. We did not get there by ourselves. So whether you are the president, the vice president, the mayor, the teacher, the student, the doctor, the lawyer, the Indian or chief, the patient, you didn't get there by yourself. Whatever position we find ourselves in, we did not get there by ourselves. So let us understand that whatever journey we are on right now, we need each other to get to a path. We need each other to get to a section of this life. And that's called our destiny. And that is called to fulfill our purpose. So for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, let me introduce myself to you. My name is Verona Willis-Brown, and I am your host. A little bit about me. I am a native of the most beautiful place in the world, and that is Jamaica. Let's just not get this thing wrong. The most beautiful place in the world is Jamaica. As you can see, the most beautiful woman derived from there. The most beautiful place is Jamaica. I am a native of that most beautiful place. A little bit more about me is I came from a huge family, from a farmer. Well, let's just say my parents were farmers. So simply mean I came from a farmer's background. I am a product of lovely farmers. So I had that life where I could easily go outside, pick a fruit, go to the ground, dig up, watch the flowers bloom and everything. All things natural. But besides that, I came from a family, a huge family. Yes, very huge family, where we do all sort of games and play and learn together. So when I come in here, I'm going to talk about my family because I do have the permission to talk about my family. Mm-hmm. Yes, I do have that permission. So for you who are first timers, you are now a part of this family. So I welcome you into this family. Here we are going to learn together. Mm-hmm. Any question you put in the comment section and we will learn together. Now, that's a little bit about me. Like I said, I'm from a farmer's background, so most of the time you're going to hear me come on in and I'm going to talk about my farmer's background. Why? Because I'm going to use the analogy of planting a seed, or I am going to take out what I learned from farming and I'm going to have it here as a relatable topic. Come on in here and I'm going to use it as an analogy for the topic or the content that I have here. Yes. So with that said, for those of you who are tuning in for the second, third, fourth, or fifth time, simply mean you've been here more than one time. That simply means you are a returning audience. And if you are a returning audience, I welcome you because when you show up, I show up, we just show up together. And when we show up together, we ignite our dreams, our talents, our gifts, our goal, our intention, our expectation. We ignite them and we create a whole galaxy of greatness. Why? Because greatness lies within inside of us. Greatness is in us. And because on this show, we operate not from our cute little self, but we operate from our inside because on our inside, greatness is sewn onto our DNA. Why? Because when God created us, He put that in our DNA and He asked us, go out there and do a thing or two with what I gave you. What is He saying? He said that when we come together, we must multiply and replenish the earth. Replenishing the earth does not mean we're going to have a biological child. Replenishing the earth means that we take all the greatness that is inside of us, our gifts and our talent, and we put them together, we work together, and we plant seeds of greatness on this earth. We leave our imprint. We leave our heartprint. We leave our footprint and our heartprint, and we make that impact on the world. We are not here to impress anybody. We are here to impact the world in the most positive way. So God gave us all these greatness inside of us. And we are going to go further into that as we talk about the pre-made ingredients. Yes, indeed, we are going to talk about them. But you see, as God gave us these things and we come forth and we say we are going to utilize these things, we utilize them to mold up and put ingredients together and create something great. Yes, we do. So, with that said, let me tell you something about this show. On this show, we like to talk about F words. Yes, we do. We talk about F words and we only pick three. We only pick three because three is a great number. Hold on a second. Three is a great number, so we go with three. And the three F words that we use are faith, family, and fun. Yes, we do. So we come on in here, we apply these three things right here. And when we are not saying them audible, we apply them. So faith is where I come on in here and let you know that. Let me tell you something. Is the faith that I operate and that allow me to come on in here and have these episodes for you. It is the faith that I believe in God when He said, come on in here and show up and spill out and replenish the earth with what I gave you. It is the faith that I said, no, this faith is wavering. What am I going to go on this thing and talk about? It is that faith. It is the same faith that I utilize and tap into to say, I remember when I said I wanted to do this. It is that faith that I had broken, that was wavering, that was swinging, that I said, hey, if I can do this one time, I can do it again. It is that faith that said, take that first step and you will see what will follow you. So it is that faith. So when we talk about F4, we're talking about faith, right? We're talking about faith. We're talking about believing in something higher than yourself. We are talking about believing in that greater version of you that's waving to say, come and get me. So we are talking about faith. When we are talking about the other F word, we are talking about family. Let me tell you something. We are one big family here. And I mentioned that I'm from a huge family, darling. I mean huge, honey. When I say huge, I'm talking about more than 5, 10, 50. Yeah, we're from a huge family, right? So when I'm talking about huge family, I'm talking about more than this, okay? More than this. So when I'm saying that, I am saying it, you are now a part of my family. So when you come on in here, whether you subscribe, whether you watch, whether you comment, whatever the case, that you are on this channel, yes, because maybe this is your first time seeing the channel that says "Are You Free?" Maybe it's the first time you're seeing my face. Maybe it's the first time you're hearing my name, Verona Willis-Brown. Maybe it's just the first time you're hearing the show called the Question Line Show. Guess what's going to happen now? You are now a part of this family. I now adapt you into this family. And what is going to happen? My family is going to expand. Just the same way my heart expands for you. Now you come on in here and guess what? I am going to get excited because now you are the new baby of the family. And I get really, really excited when there is a new baby. Whether I see you on the street or whether you're in my biological family, I get really, really excited because now I become the auntie, the cousin, and this. Yes, I get excited. So family, very, very important here. Family is not really about your biological siblings, mama, and all that stuff. Family is defined by the loyalty, how you show up, your consistency, your dedication. That is family. Family is defined by that. Yes, that's a natural family, biological people. But when we talk about family, we're talking about you come on in and you pour in your love, your dedication, your time. You just click like, you share, you did something. You are a family member. So I welcome you here. And I say, listen, don't be hi. Wave to me. Don't be shy when you come on in this room. Say hi to me so I can say hi to you, because you know what? I want to acknowledge you, because we go through life sometimes, most of the time we go through life and we don't get acknowledged. We don't get acknowledged. So let me tell you something. When you come through this door, you are coming in here for me to acknowledge you, to let you know that I see you. And when I see you, I'm letting you know that you can be affected in life, but you don't get acknowledged. For me, I want to say I accept you in the family. And when you come to that door, I see you. So when you come in here, do not just sit in the back and just like fold your arm. That is having no manners and respect. When you're in the back and just like, it's like you're coming to somebody's house and you just sit there by the door, just stare. You never try to come on in and like, let me in. No. Or when you come to somebody else, you just sit there and do nothing. No. Let me tell you something. When you go to somebody's house, you are involved in something there. Okay? Good. So when you come here, say hi. When you walk into the door, my parents teach me like you gotta have respect. You gotta have manners. My mama told me you cannot go nowhere in this life if you don't have respect. It doesn't matter how many degrees you got attached to your name. It doesn't matter how many letters you got attached to your surname. No, if you don't have respect, you are not making it in this life. Let me tell you something. So you cannot come to our house and just stand there, right? So when you stand there and you don't greet her, oh no, 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 baby, you don't do that. So it's the same thing as you come in here. You don't just come and just stand there. Okay, sit there, lay there, peep in here. You come and say hi to me. Okay, good. The next F word that we like to talk about is fun. We like to have fun up in here, up in here. So what is a part of the fun that we have? We come on up in it and we celebrate. We celebrate each other. So whether it is your small win or your big wins, we like to celebrate you. So whatever it is that you consider your small win, maybe that you fit in your little black dress, ladies. Man, maybe you fit in that nice little suit that you've been holding on. Yes, maybe you got a nice little haircut. Maybe you went to the barber today. Whatever it is, maybe you make an extra step in developing yourself. Maybe, just maybe, you consider some self-care, some self-love. Maybe just that. Or maybe you launch your business. You launch your LLC. Hey, that is a big win. So whatever it is, we like to come on for you to come on in here, drop it in the comment section. We cheer for you. When we celebrate each other, it is a form of support. So we say, come on in here, because when we hear the word support, all the time we think about money. Support is not about money. Support is about you showing up and acknowledge the fact that somebody is in your space. Show up with an intention. And when you show up with an intention and expectation, you take action. That is support. When you show up here and you say hi to me, that is support. If you are watching this and you don't say hi to me, that is partial support as well. So we say support each other. So when you come on in here, we like to celebrate. So let me tell you something. As I said, we like to celebrate. Whatever is it that you are celebrating, whether it is your birthday, your anniversary, your boo's birthday, you found out you're having a baby, you had a baby, you got proposed to, you met a boo, hey, you got married. Listen, whatever it is, your children's birthday, your children graduated, your children going to school, your children start school, whatever it is, let me tell you something. Maybe it's a neighbor's birthday, neighbor's anniversary, your good friend's birthday, your good friend's anniversary. Your country is celebrating something, your culture is celebrating something. We would like to cheer with you, okay? I would like to celebrate with you. I don't only celebrate by myself. I have a cheerleading squad that come on up in here and we celebrate with you. Okay, I mentioned that my family is very huge. So this is no joke. Every single month we have birthdays. Starting from January 1st, all the way, we have birthdays. Right now, we got birthdays going on in August. So we say, hey, we celebrate their family birthdays. Yeah, we say, woo. We celebrate the family having birthdays this month. And if you're into all of this season stuff, lion season going on and all that goodness, right? So I want to celebrate all of you out there celebrating birthday and all that good stuff. Anywho, thank you so much. So now listen to me. So listen. So we say shout out to all of y'all, but listen up now. Listen up. Let's get serious. Let's get serious. We are having a topic today. Our topic today is the best pre-made ingredients. Right. Now listen to me. Come on up in here. Come in here right now. Let me talk about this. Because when we talk about pre-made ingredient, simply means something is making a preparation. Something is making life a little bit easier for you, for us, for everybody. Simply mean when something is pre-made, it is half done. A portion of it is already done. Pre-made outfit, pre-made food, pre-made it. It is half done. As you can see, pre is the same thing as preparation. It is the same prefix as preparation. Simply means something is in front, something is starting, and when something is starting, that means you're going to finish it. What is happening when something is starting is the fact that somebody's making a little bit smoother for you. Making a path a little bit smoother. Let me tell you something. We have the responsibility that when we get to this point in life, wherever our point is, that we should leave some prints on this earth, that the generation come must know that there was a pre-made order, that there was a pre-made road, that there was a pre-made path cut out for them. They should not come and say, ooh, what happened? No, we should have a pre-made road set up for the next generation, generations to come, to know that when they get here, there is some pre-made ingredients leaving in the path for them to pick up. When we are having a pre-made ingredient, simply means somebody's coming and like, oh, this is a half done. So what is it that I have to do now? Work with what you have. Work with that pre-made thing. Let me tell you something. My mama was an entrepreneur, honey. She was an entrepreneur. She did some stuff. My mother was the best cook. May her soul rest on. She was the best cook. But not only that she was the best cook, my mother had a lot of things going on. And God bless me. Woo-wee. I got my mama traits. Because my mama was doing a lot of things. She was doing a lot of things. Besides being a mama, because that's a whole job by itself, honey. She was doing a lot of things. And I pick up my mama trait. So I come up in here sometimes and I brag about my blessing. I brag about the blessing that God gave me to become your host, to become a published author, to become a youth mentor, to become business owner. Yes, inspirational speaker. Yes, all of that. I brag about my blessing. Because what I look at the pre-made ingredients that my mama set in the way. She set a path for me to come on in and like, girl, you better go on up in there and do better than what I did. So let me tell you, when you set a pre-made path, adding pre-made ingredient, you are setting a path for somebody to come and say, you better do that thing when you get here. Don't just come up in here with a lazy mentality. You're gonna come on up in here, know that hey, Verona made some pre-made ingredients. Pick those ingredients up and go with them. Work with those pre-made ingredients. Why? When we look at it this way, we talk about pre-made food. They used to have those pre-made food, right? And all you gotta like, oh, it's a quick meal. Like quick meal simply mean that, hey, pop that in the microwave real quick. I really don't support this microwave food, but anywho, that's not beside the point. You get it and you pop it in the microwave real quick, and voila, meal done. For those of you who have family, big family, they used to have those little movie dinner, box dinners, and guess what? You got your family, you got responsibility to do. Guess what's gonna happen? You're gonna take it, pop it real quick, because what happened? What did the company do? They made pre-made food. So it is pre-made, and they tell you, oh, you don't gotta cook for 30 minutes. Hello, somebody. You don't gotta cook for 30 minutes. You gotta cook only for 5 or 15 minutes. They cut your time in half. So that's what happens when you get a pre-made ingredient. You cut the time in half. So when we used to have those little box food, oh yeah, I had those box food, honey. Those little box food, they used to have so many brands of them, box food, and you get those little box food, honey, and you cut your time in half because you got to feed the children, you got to feed the family, you got to clean the house, you got chores to do. You gonna use up that box food, okay? So those are pre-made ingredients. Pre-made ingredients simply mean that we are making things in half. We are we're cutting time. We are adding value, but we are cutting time at the same time for you. So when I come in here and dropping something, when I'm talking about it, I'm talking about the pre-made ingredient that God gave us. God set a path and said, listen, pre-made ingredient, honey. I'm going to come up in here and I'm going to tell you that some pre-made ingredients that I set in place for you, all I'm asking you to do is to make a choice. Make a choice to use those ingredients, develop yourself with those ingredients, feed yourself with those ingredients, expand with those ingredients, and run with them. And when you run with them, you create that big path. But don't forget to leave your imprint. Leave your imprint that somebody must know that, hey, I get a taste of a pre-made ingredient. Honey, this tastes good. Oh, so she was here. Oh, he was here. Okay, somebody was here. All right, good. So let's follow some path up in here and see what is we can pick up from that pre-made ingredient. So it is very important that we understand that the pre-made ingredient that God gave us is by opening that door and saying you have a choice of what I'm going to give you, what you're going to do with it. So when we get these things, what is going to happen to us? We are going to develop a little bit more, but we are going to cut time because what happened? God gave us time. But he gave us a choice. How are you going to use that time to replenish the earth? It is very important that we start eating up some ingredients now. Some ingredients, what are the pre-made ingredients? What we got love. We got love. When God said, listen, yummy, yummy, yummy. Pre-made ingredients. You're going to have some pile of love. Some love going on up in here. Some love going on up in here. So what happened when you get a pre-made ingredient? The pre-made ingredient for that, because love is here. Love is here. The pre-made ingredient is the choice that you are going to take and how you're going to utilize love, how you're going to expand and love, what you're going to do with that love. Because what? There goes love. Love is sitting there like, use me. Love is pumping. Love is pumping from our inside. Let me tell you something. If you look at us from the outside, you see difference. You might see difference on the outside. But let me tell you something. When you go from the inside, honey, it's the same. It's the same. So that's what happened when you're using pre-made ingredient to determine where you're going, pre-made ingredient to determine your success story, pre-made ingredient to see how we are going to merge with our purpose. We are going in and we are taking choice and we are planning to love. You're choosing, right? Your pre-made ingredient is your choice. You're choosing what you're going to do with this vast amount of love that is sewn onto our DNA. Every part of us got love. Our eyes got love. Every part of us got love. It's there. Let me tell you something. My mama, I told you my mother was an entrepreneur like 10 times over. My mother was the seamstress. My mother was a dressmaker, right? So when you pre-order, she used to make uniforms. Children going to school now, a lot of children don't wear uniforms. But I grew up where you had to wear uniform. Honey, it was not only school that wear uniform. I told you I'm from the most beautiful place, and that is Jamaica. Not only school students were wearing uniform. If you're working in the supermarket, you're wearing uniform. Everybody. So my mother used to make the school uniform. So what would happen maybe in July or June. When school finish in June, maybe in July, August, people are pre-ordering their uniform. Like, hey, how are they pre-ordering? They're coming to get their measurement. Like, okay, write their names down so she know, okay, 10 students coming to get their uniform. Bram, time to pre-order. Pre-order simply means you write your name down, you put your slot in, you're in a slot, you got your measurement going on, and guess what? By the time she finished, you're coming to collect. So that's what we want to get the concept that we are coming to collect from the pre-made ingredients because there's an end result. Oh, why is that doing that? Can you hear me? There's an end result. There's an end result. So the pre-made ingredient is that choice of how we are going to take in and apply so we can get an end result, right? Listen to me. Sometimes, let me tell you, anybody from Jamaica, there's a food called festival, not the party. There's a food called festival in Jamaica, right? And it's like dumplings, and you fry up the dumpling, and it's like, a little roll and so forth. Now they have a pre-made, like the pre-made ingredient in a box. So you're not doing this from scratch. So that is my point. When you have pre-made ingredient, you are cutting time. If it was not in a box, so you gotta go get the flour, the flour, the salt, the egg, the this, put it together. But no, it's pre-made ingredients in a box. Pour it, mix it, go. Pour it, mix it, go. Instead of you going getting this, that, everything is already there for you. And that's what God is saying. God said, I gave you everything. Let's work this out. I gave you pre-made ingredients. God is saying, come on in here. Your destiny is waiting for you. Your purpose is waiting for you. So let's do this. Let me tell you something. I'll go on some pre-made ingredients real quick. Only with God. And it's some pre-made ingredients simply mean that I'm going to use some canned food, some bagged food, and all sorts of stuff. Like some pre-made ingredients where you're going to get your vegetable real quick. You got the frozen vegetable. Well, eat your vegetable because at the end of the day, you're consuming something, okay? But we are cutting time. And another thing is when we are sitting there and we have our pre-made ingredients, it is where we have over here. Remember I said we have love? Now what is going to happen? Love multiplied by love, you're going to get more love. Now we have another ingredient over here. Pre-made ingredient. The other ingredient is kindness. Now, pre-made ingredient for kindness is your time. Use up that time and add kindness to somebody. Add kindness. Kindness don't mean that you're going and you're giving away materialistic things, or you're giving away this. Kindness simply mean that you are showing up. You just maybe giving a smile. You maybe just giving a smile. You add to somebody. I like to talk about myself because I like to talk stories about me. Because I can talk about my story. You don't talk about my story because your version might just be wrong. Let me tell you something. I don't know if I told the story before that I was going to work one day. I was going on the job, and while I was going on the job, I take public transportation. So while I was on the train, there was a young girl, and I mean, she was just looking very miserable. Okay, let's just say she was looking very miserable. She was looking very shy. She was looking very annoyed. A lot of things was happening. And she was on the phone, and you could hear the aggravation in her voice and all sort of stuff. So while I'm watching it, I'm like, oh my God, like it's early in the morning. I'm talking about 7 o'clock in the morning. And she's just so aggravated, like, who bothered her this early in the morning? What night she had, what is going on in her head? But I'm telling you, pre-made ingredients simply mean that I am going to show up when you need me, right? That is pre-made ingredient, that a situation is out there and somebody's coming to bring it down. You know what I'm saying? So, and love people out there, and somebody's going to come and add love. So pre-made ingredients simply mean that you are there and you're sitting like, oh my God, I got to get flour, I got to get sugar, I get salt. Yes, my mama was a baker, okay? So I know all the ingredients that go up in a cake. But at the end of the day, you need to get an end result. You get a good cake. So I'm telling you about this lady. So while she's doing all of this in the morning, I just like, whoa, whoa. It's early in the morning. I don't know what she's going through. But I'm not liking that at all for her. I sure didn't like it for her. So while I was coming off the train, she got up. I guess she gave somebody her seat and she stood up. And when she stood up by the door. So I gotta go through the door. So while I was going through the door, I paused real quick. And I said, give me a smile. Give me one of your smile. And she just, she's like, what? Because she's still aggravated. What? I'm like, give me one of your smiles. I could go. And she just burst out laughing. So you see, a pre-made ingredient will add something to somebody else. A pre-made ingredient will give an end result. So believe me, she laughed herself out until the door closed. And when the door closed, I looked back and I just saw and say, have a great day. Right? So a pre-made ingredient add to somebody, a pre-made ingredient add to something and give a greater result. You see, that is the reason why God said we should be fruitful and multiply. Simply mean whatever I had inside of me, I multiplied to her because something was distracting her, something was subtracting from her, something was dividing her from her happiness moment. So what happened? I used what I have and I multiplied to her and said, honey, we're going to replenish this earth together. So pre-made ingredients are so important that when we have kindness, what will happen? Kindness coming on over a little bit more and it multiply that kindness and we get more kindness, right? So let us consider pre-made ingredients as something that will add to something and give a greater result. We want to have that greater result. And when we have that greater result, what will happen? We will operate with a different level, a different mentality, because now we are seeing the end result. We are bringing the end result to the front and we are seeing the end first. So we are seeing as a result of that, we are going to have a better mentality of how we are approaching life. As a result of that, you will see that the very ingredients that you put in that, it is going to equal to something great. As a result of using those pre-made ingredients, something is going to be there better than what we started out with. Why? You might just be feeding somebody after all. I told you about the pre-made meal that we used to have. Hey, anybody know about pork and beans in the can? Hello. Anybody know about the little sausages in the can? Pre-made ingredient, pre-made food. All they tell you with those little sausage, anybody remember those little Vienna sausage? You pop a can, you probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, probably 8 of them in there. You roll them backward out and you warm them up, and there goes your meal. Or you cut them up, you fry them. But guess what? You're not mixing them from scratch. That's what pre-made ingredients all about. You're not doing things from scratch. So when we coming up in here and we are depositing in this platform, we are saying that you who are coming, you who watching, you who are learning something, you are not going to be doing things from scratch because what? We already paved the way for you with some pre-made ingredients, right? So pre-made ingredients are very important that we understand that when we have them, we are making things better. We are making life a little bit easier. We are cutting time. A lot of people, you hear this before. Oh, I don't have time. I don't have time. You hear, oh, I don't have time. Oh my God, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. Right? So we hear people say this all the time. Can you do it? Oh, I don't have time. But we got to choose to add with those pre-made ingredients. Because what happens when we choose to add that time that we said that we don't have, we do have it. We have those time. And when we choose to add those pre-made ingredients on time, you will see that it will season up and you will have something lovely. So we want to get pre-made ingredients in every single day. We have them inside of us. I have them, you have them. We have them inside of us. So when we tap and like, oh, what pre-made ingredient do I have? You gotta search and know yourself. Know what is it that you have that you would like to share, because something is inside of you. And this is what I am telling you, that when you share with me, I share with you. And what happens? We expand, we grow, we create, we build, and we support each other, because inside of us are pre-made ingredients. Tap in, find an ingredient, add it to somebody else. Add it to somebody else and watch the result. I told you that I came from a farmer's background, and I will watch my parents plant. My mama plant them flower seeds, honey, and we just sit there and just watch the garden of flowers. No, my goodness, grow. Why? Because she had a pre-made something. She had something pre-made, and she put that seed down in the fertile ground, and voila, you watch it. So when we use pre-made, for those of you out there with your family, you might still use pre-made meal. Those are quick meal, fast meal, okay? Fast meal. You like, you cut time in half, you give them children fast meal. But like I said, I came from a family where it's coming straight from the ground or straight from the tree, honey. My mama plant them flowers, you watch them grow. Now, when them flowers grow, they're gonna like, hey, we have some pre-made ingredients. Why? Those pre-made ingredients were our time, our choice, the dedication, the love, the tenderness that she put in that garden. So that garden was like, hey, we appreciate that. So let us be grateful for those who are adding pre-made ingredients to us. Children, be grateful for your mother and your father, your parents, whoever is taking care of you, your guardian. That's giving you pre-made meal. Maybe that's all they can afford. Yes, I did. Anybody remember Chef Boyardee? Hey, we did all of that. You don't gotta make a spaghetti and meatballs from scratch. Open a can of Chef Boyardee. Call it and keep it going. Pre-made ingredients, okay? And we ain't got time to wait for the spaghetti to cook, you know, and then you're gonna cook up season up the meatball and make it together. And also, no, a can of Chef Boyardee, good to go. A can of ravioli, good to go. Keep that rolling. Pre-made ingredients, honey. Pre-made ingredients. So we want to understand that pre-made ingredients are not only there for convenience, but it's there to help us plant a seed that when we get to a place of planting the seed on a fertile ground, we are going to have a greater result. And that greater result is going to equal to replenishing the earth. Right? So that is what we want to do. We want to come on up in here and plant. We want to come on up in here. So when we plant, we are going to reap. Let's go into the fact that compassionate, peace, kindness, boldness, all of that are sitting there. And we want some pre-made ingredients to pour in there. Because what? The road is already prepared. God already set the road for us. Every waking moment is that path to an open door to get those pre-made ingredients that God put in place to develop that which we have already inside of us. The road is there. The road is set. Let me tell you something. Again, I like to talk about me. I grew up on the mountain top. Me mountain, honey. When I say mountain, I mean I'm on the mountain top of St. Andrew. So simple means that when I'm going to school, I'm running down the hill to go to school. Yes. But guess what happened? There was some pre-made road. We used to call them shortcuts. Anybody know that? Anybody want to know the shortcuts? Shortcuts. Why? Because somebody went through the path. Somebody went through the bushes and hey, I'm like, hey, if I go through these bushes, I could chop down some bush. I could create a path and make my way easier, wind on through that. And I'm going to get to the big road, the main road, in a faster pace. Why? So they chop down those things, cut down some trees, make a path. And now that somebody tracked those paths, they made room. They made room for anybody else who want to have a shortcut to go to that shortcut to get to the main road at a faster pace. So it is important. That was pre-made ingredients. That's what you call pre-made ingredients. You set the path for somebody else who's coming. So many times I used to go to school, I'm like, ooh, we're going to take shortcut. Let me tell you a story about me. Let me tell you a story. I remember taking a shortcut with my bigger brother. Yeah, I have older brothers. My brothers are older. So for me to go, I was going with my brothers, honey. And whatever they were doing, I was doing it too. They're climbing the tree. I'm up in there, right? I'm up in there. So let us set the pace. I'm up in there. And I remember going on a shortcut, honey. And when you go on a shortcut, it might be dangerous. Huh? I'm not telling you it's gonna be peachy and nice and cool, and you like, hey, I keep on my makeup and all that stuff. It's gonna get rough because you're going through some stuff. Shortcuts don't always look easy. Shortcuts simply mean that you are setting the path for somebody, but let me tell you something, it might not be easy. You might get some scratch and bruise and some hurt in them shortcuts, but at the end of the day, you are not going to be as rough. You're not going to take as much time as possible as the main road, okay? But you might say, hey, I got on the bruise. But let me tell you something, if you go on the main road, you're going to get some bruise too. So which one of the bruises do you want? You want the shortcut bruises or the main road bruises? So we want to set the path for somebody. So some days I would go to the path with my brother, and one day, honey, I slid down that gully, and I was like, "Ooh, wait! No, you can't go to school with no dirty uniform now." So y'all figure what happened after I slid on down the gully in my uniform going to school. Okay, good. That was unacceptable. You don't go to school like that. But anywho, we made it to the main road fast, and we made it closer to the school than to take the main road, right? So when I made it to the shortcut, I cut main road in half. Boom! I'm close to school. I can't no, right? So we made it. So that is a path that we want to create for somebody to step on in there and say, listen, I got some bruises, I got some scratches, but let me tell you, you're going to get your own bruises, you're going to get your own scratches, but I'm going to tell you what, you don't have to work as hard as I did. Parents, guardian, mentors, you're out there. You are setting the path for somebody to let them know, you don't got to work as hard as I did. Let me tell you, somebody paved the way for me to be here. Right? So when we do that, somebody set the path and say, you don't got to put in all that work. You got to put in some work. And you're going to get some scratch. You're going to get some bruises. You're going to get some hurt. You're going to get some heartache. But let me tell you, you don't have to put in that amount of work that I did. Because generation past on, let me tell you something. You hear the term that we are standing on the shoulder of our ancestors. We hear those. So we want to say, those who made the way ahead, we thank you. I thank you personally. I thank you because people like Oprah Winfrey that went ahead, that's still going. People like Tyler Perry that's going ahead. Jamie Foxx that's going ahead. Ellen DeGeneres that's going ahead. Sally Raphael that's going ahead. Well, we just lost one the other day. Phil Donahue. I grew up watching him too. So we say, hey, these are people who paved the way ahead. Maya Angelou, who paved the way. We're talking about President Obama, who paved the way. First Lady Obama, who paved the way. We're talking about these people who paved the way for us to come on in there to say, hey, let me just create a little clearer path for you, right? So we want to understand that when we are having the best pre-made ingredient is to pave the way for somebody. Listen, go ahead, grab your ingredients, work your ingredients up, use them up, and as a result of having those ingredients, remember, your destiny is waiting for you. So when we are having those ingredients, we are going to make it to our destination. And what is the prefix of destination? DES, just the same way destiny is. We want to fulfill our destiny. We want to fulfill our purpose. So thank you so much for showing up on this episode of the Question Live Show with who? Your host, Verona Willis-Brown. Thank you so much for being here.